podcast time. You already know that.
No.
No.
He went all up in this.
Yeah. Alright, 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Hello, everybody out there. Jason again at Wawaka Experience, and got Anik on camera. Kind of got a little too excited there to begin with. But, here with my friend again, returned. I think you're the second person I had returned on the podcast.
Oh, really?
So far. Yeah, Daryl was the first return guest. And so Candice is here, businesswoman Candice. You just got done doing a shoot at a wedding.
Yep.
So I know when I did my little attempt back in my late 20s, I got talked into the wedding, and I decided then I was not a photographer. But now we just came up, just kind of off the cuff idea of doing a podcast, just talking about different issues, mainly about being single. And today's, it's different from when I was younger. But before we get to that, though, I want to put you on the spot. Yeah, the wine float or whatever it is.
Yeah. I wasn't quite sure about it.
So what do you think of it?
It's
Honestly.
Good. It is good.
Do you really like it?
The wine taste represents a fruit. So it's almost like you have cherries or whatever in there. It's really good.
Yeah.
With the chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta mix the chocolate in there a little bit
when
too.
When you first said it, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It's good though.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was pretty good when I tried it. Someone tagged me in a post. I can't remember who did. I didn't look, but hell, it's worth a try.
Oh yeah, it's good. I recommend it.
If it gets women in here, if there's any of my buddies order that, I'm gonna laugh in his face. But anyhow, we got Anik here. He's single too. He's a wild stallion. He's retired, actually. He used to be a wild stallion, but he got retired. You know, the thing is I got Mitch Whitesong raises these. He just lives down the road. Taught me into taking him in. He said you can have this dog for free, but he had actual ownership of Anik while he was using him as a stud. And then we retired him as mine outright. Well, Mitch would come, and he knew what was going on because the minute he saw that red truck pulling in the driveway, he about was jumping through the windows because he knew what was going to happen. He's had a date. And then the sad part is he'd come home and watch TV. He's like, hey, what'd you do tonight, loser? Then nothing like being showed up by your dog. But, well, you just turned 30 here a month or so ago, didn't you?
In June.
Oh, in June. Oh, I was thinking, why was I thinking it was just,
No. Yeah.
When's your birthday?
June 19th.
19th. Mine's 18th.
No kidding.
I did not know. I'll be darned. That's weird.
That's funny. No wonder we get along.
Yeah. Well, I never paid attention. Well, I never been big on my birthday, to tell you the truth. When I was a kid, I was excited about my birthday, and then we had to go bale hay. I think that's just kind of carried over my adulthood, because now everybody's like, hey, birthday. I'm like, kiss my ass. It jaded me for the rest of my life. Not every birthday, but most every birthday I had to bale hay, because we had 120 acres of hay. What do? I mean, it's got to be baled.
For sure.
And, the one time we were baling, it was our worst field because it had the most hills, and I still can't believe to this day I did this. As I'm not baling on my birthday. Maybe it was 10 or 11, maybe. And Dad drugged me out there. I was complaining the whole time, and my dad, very strict person, and I hardly ever would really, until you get older and you're a dumb teenager, then you start mouthing off. You have all the hormones screwing up your mind. But I still can't believe I did this day. I'm not bailing. And we got out there and I ran and shot her underneath the wagon. Well, Dad tried to get me, and I'd crawl the other side, and he's running around circles. Finally, he said, "Screw you." He said, "You're getting ass beat when you get home." I said, "That's fine. I'm not lifting a bale of hay today. It's my birthday." And so him and my brothers worked their butts off all day, and I went out in the woods and played. And we came home. Dad beat my ass hard and sent me to bed without supper, and best birthday ever. I didn't bale hay. I'd do it all over again.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
But well, you as a single woman, and today, well, now he's over it. He's going to bed. I'm a little older than you. A lot older than you. I took myself out of that. I don't even worry about dating anymore. I took myself out of dating. I can't remember, but I just decided if it happens, I'm fine. If it doesn't, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's no longer a priority. It used to be a priority when I was younger. But you're just turned 30. You're a good looking lady. And
Thank you.
you seem to have your shit together half the time. I mean, more than normal. What are the guys like? Honestly, I know you can't generalize, but what you've experienced when you go out, do you get some lame ass shit thrown your way?
I do. I absolutely do. One of the more recent ones was a car salesman.
Oh, really?
And that should have been a red flag to begin with.
Yeah. Hey, car salesmen are never good. Yeah.
And my main problem is once I do start to see someone or think about the idea of it, I'm always drawn back to someone who made me really happy.
Yeah.
You always go back to that, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't terrible, so you try to remember the good over the bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's only been 2 people in my life that really have kind of held my heart.
Yeah.
But, yeah, these guys...
So what's the car salesman do?
He sold himself to me pretty much. I mean...
He wasn't worried about selling you a car. He was more worried...
No, yeah, it was just ridiculous. And it was just out of nowhere. Wouldn't talk anymore. And you just gotta begin to wonder who else is involved. I didn't know him that well.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know for sure. And he lived over in Ohio, so...
Oh, yeah, you don't know his background or anything.
No, so
Yeah.
it's just... And the whole online dating, I will not do it.
Oh, yeah. You can get some psychos. That's probably more dangerous for females than it is guys.
Absolutely.
I mean, really. I mean, yeah, there could be some chick could be packing and I want to know and blow my head off, but still, it's way more dangerous.
More than likely, she's just gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
That's your biggest worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't feel safe doing that. And it was just so weird when I did join. It was a bunch of people that I knew. And I was like, why are you even on here to begin with? So I was just...
Someone signed me up without me knowing years ago on, what was it? I can't remember. And I was lying. But I got found out. I'm like, you're an ass. And he made up a bunch of lame shit about me. And I wanted to joke him out. I think it might still be there, but I don't even know what site it was because I never visited it.
Oh, you could have so many hits.
Yeah, I probably, well, I doubt from what he wrote.
Dodged a bullet, I guess.
But, well, the thing I know, when I was, here's one thing, and I'm not going to say all women, but when I was married, I'd had that wedding ring on, and I can't say I never cheated. I wouldn't cheat on my wife, of course, that's saying, but one time I cheated on a girlfriend. I was in college and she was still back in high school, and college
really
was...
go on your record.
Yeah, I don't count that one because college was way too fun. And, well, when she called me out on it, I was honest. I was like, oh, yeah, because she called me up because she heard they got back home 5 hours away, and I know exactly how I got back home because it was one of my exes tattled on me. And I still remember this young lady. She's a really nice lady, and she turned out she's gorgeous now. The last time I saw her was maybe roughly about 10 years ago, and I'm so kicking myself in the ass when I saw her. I'm like, holy shit. But I remember saying, she said, just tell me the truth. Have you been with other people? I'm like, oh yeah. Has it been cruel to lie? I mean, you busted me, yeah. And then she said, well, where does that leave us? I said, well, it's kind of in your ballpark. I mean, I'm the one that did you wrong. And she goes, well, I want to keep dating you. I go, okay, cool. She goes, where you going to stay? Just you and I go, no. I said, I was honest. I said, I could have lied and had my cake and eat it too, but that's cruel. I said, I told her there's way too many women down here. And they're way too, let's say enthusiastic.
That's a good word.
And that's not one of my prouder moments. That's my one major pig moment. But when I was married, though, at wedding ring, and if I wasn't with my wife, which wasn't often because she was pretty, I had to know where I was 90% of the time, but I was in Fort Wayne. I can't remember what me and Knox and Hunter were doing. Two of my buddies, and I don't know if it was some beer. I remember beer being in there. I don't know if it was a beer fest or what. But here comes this really good-looking blonde girl, our age. I'm running and just jumped in the air, and I had no choice to catch her. And I caught her, and she goes, "Hello, my name is." I can't remember her name now. Let's say my name was Lori or whatever the hell it was. And I said, hi, nice to meet you. I said, I'm married, and pulled up my hand. And she said, how serious? I said, well, pretty serious. Yeah. Right. Well, then she walked away, and two buddies sat there looking at me. She ain't paying attention to them. Now, I know you don't know, but what is your best guess? I got hit on a lot if my wife went around me when I had. I mean, literally, they'd go out of their way when they see that wedding ring. Was it a challenge?
I don't understand that. It has to be some kind of breed. Because when I see it, I mean, sometimes when I'm out with my friends and somebody's making eyes at me, that's the first thing I look for.
Or the if they're tan and the little white ring that used to be there, you gotta watch for that too. Cause
I haven't seen that yet, but that's a good point.
Yeah.
But, no, I definitely, that's a red flag for me. I mean, I'll say hi to you, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And I think the biggest issue nowadays is the social media thing.
It's different now.
I posted something.
Yeah.
You watched it.
Yeah.
I was just so ate up by that. I mean, it was like one after another. And
bunch of married guys.
People that I'm friends with, like their husbands. I'm like, this is really strange. Like, why? What's your Which angle? Because that ain't normal. No.
I have a lot of friends that are female. And I talk to them and stuff, but no, that's inappropriate. If you're trying to strike up a conversation and you're married with somebody of the opposite sex, that's very disrespectful to your spouse or whatever. The way, I don't know, maybe because I'm an old fart now. As I've heard guys that were older than me when I was a kid, Jesus Christ, you guys don't know any respect. And at the time we didn't. I mean, I was a walking hormone. And that's why my best friend, I was just telling you about my little worker that works out here in Summers, Carly. Me and, that's my best friend's daughter. Me and him, you gotta be careful not to be too protective, but I know damn well what that high school kid is thinking, and we scared the living hell out of one day because me and Chris were working on Chevelle in the shop, and Carl walked through and I popped my head and I go, hey, and then this boy followed her behind her. This was about 2 years ago, and I was just instantly zoned into this kid, and neither of us knew. They sprung it on us, and his wife was tailing behind him, and I was hitting Chris. I go, hey, he goes, what? I go, dude, you gotta see this shit. I was about to puke, and he's up. He goes, what in the hell we got here? And she introduced her little friend there, and shook my hand, and I pulled him in because she's like my daughter too. And I pulled him in and I said, so what the hell you think you're going to do with her? And he got like that. And Twyla, his wife, yelled. She goes, Jason. And Chris goes, no. It's a legit question. He goes, what the hell you got in mind with my daughter? This kid, I saw his eyes welling up. He was that scared. I'm sure. I wanted to put fear in his life. I want to know that you're a child. Because when I was his age, I knew damn well what I was like. I was a little...
Yeah.
I was a good kid until it came to that. And scheming, I don't trust any teenage boy just because they got hormones running through them like you would not believe.
Oh,
I mean, that and God gave you enough blood to use one body part at a time.
Yeah, totally get it.
Now when I'm older though, if he pops up, I'm like, what the hell do you want? What do you think's gonna happen here? Just checking in? You know damn well nothing's gonna happen. Leave me alone. I told you I was gonna throw a lot of jokes in on this one.
This is a way different level than we were on before.
Oh shit. But no, it's I think social media is, I've been very, very careful on how it's given people more courage to be disrespectful because they're not in the same room as people.
It does, 100%.
Well, that, and it's a lot easier. Well, to me, I would not try to get know someone over a computer. I have to have face to face. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Anytime I've ever tried that, it's failed.
Well, that, and you can misconstrue things through a text. You can't get the full.
No.
You can't get the body language. You can't get the facial expressions. You can't get the. I mean, and when I was in college, I got a F on a paper, and I actually did really good in college. I had to take this computer course, and this is 89, 90, so computers were like word processors, but emailing, that was a process to email back then. It's a huge process. But this professor wanted us to write a paper about how computers are gonna affect our lives in the future. And this was just with emails. This was before social media was even a concept. Mm-hmm. And so I just looked at emails. I looked at it as be good for business, and that's it. And I didn't even see the social media stuff. I was just guessing at it. And she told us that we can have whatever opinion we wanted. She's gonna grade it on good content, blah blah blah, and all that. Well, dumbass me fell for that lie because the whole class told her how great computers gonna be and it's gonna improve her life and stuff. I'm the one idiot that I went the other direction. Yeah, it's good for some aspects like business and but I said, if the email really freaked me out because that's the first time I ever emailed anybody, and I'm like, holy shit, you can actually commute to someone across the world, which, okay, that's neat, but and I brought up the aspect it's gonna damage communities. Neighbors are not gonna get out and talk to each other. It's just gonna totally damage it. Yeah. Well, she threw an F on my paper, and everybody else had great. And I was pissed off enough where I stayed after class and I threw down my paper on her desk. And I said, "Explain to me." It was
especially after she said your opinion.
Yeah, and it was a well-written paper. I said, "Explain why I got an F."
Yeah.
She said, "You're totally off on this." I said, "Really?" I said, "You told us that." She goes, "No, you're so far extreme the other way." She said, "I have no choice to get you an F. You're totally off base." I would love to see that woman in this. I would love to see this woman today. Yeah. I would love. I doubt if she still works there. That was, Jesus Christ, that was 30 years ago. I don't even know if she's still alive, but I would love to go down to Vincennes and that professor still be there and go, okay, tell me now how people relations have taken a hit. They really have.
Yeah,
I don't know, being single, I think the number one thing that helped me, and I think this takes getting older, realizing, I learned, because I used to, when I was younger, that's how I got married. I mean, hell, I thought I was expected to get married at a younger age, so I did, and I was 21. That's when all my brothers and sisters basically got married. Married the wrong person. But, so I didn't work out. And from then on, I went through woman after woman after woman. And people thought I was a horn dog. It wasn't about that. I mean, some of it was, but I went through woman and woman and woman, trying to, and it was unfair for me. It was her job to make me happy. I was looking for happiness through another person. And it takes getting your ass kicked and being frustrated for years and years for me to finally pull my head on my ass. And you know, why am I putting that responsibility on someone else?
Yeah. And
now don't get me wrong, I'm not happy-go-lucky all the time, but I'm a lot better off. Because I've had family members tell me, my dad, when he was still alive, was telling my brother Jeff one time, he said, I don't get Jason. And Jeff said, what do you mean? He lives out in that damn house. He said, the house is older than dirt. It's falling apart. He said, he's by himself. He said, how the hell can he be happy? Jeff said, I don't know, yes. He said, you tell me how the hell that can make you happy. Jeff, and at that time, my toilet was down for like 3 weeks. I was working on my plumbing. And I just got my toilet fixed, and so I was on top of the world. Jeff goes, hell, if I went half the shit in wife's own cornfield. He told Jed, hell, he's the happiest this has been in a long time. For about a month, I was out in the cornfield, fertilizing the cornfield. But when I finally got it through my thick head, I'm responsible for my own happiness, and I think a lot of people, that's a lot of an obstacle for many, many people.
It is. They're scared to be alone.
Yeah.
They stay in these toxic relationships for 7 to 10
and
years.
you're so much better by yourself than you are with an abusive partner, or and abuse can be in many different abuse don't have to be physical. It can be mental. It can be many different aspects of abuse.
Yeah.
And then once that person finally figures out, then they got a lot of work ahead of them, because that person has beat them down so much too. Really.
You've got to become a totally different person.
Basically, the sooner you figure this out, the better off you'll be. The easier your trip will be to get back to where. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I've been by myself. Well, I've been single since almost 30 years, since my early 20s, and I've dated. But I haven't dated in so long now, but I don't really miss it. As a matter, I've had women ask me, but I'm just so darn busy with. Well, we both work at Crossroads, or I'm busy at Wawaka Winery here, trying to build something.
Yeah. In
this little podcast, because this accidentally started. People, as there for a while, I hadn't put on a show. People started asking me, when the hell's your next show? And I'm like, I didn't think that was a big of a deal, because I did it just so people remember I'm still trying to get my permit.
Right.
Oh, and I've been asked out a couple different times, and I had to nicely calm them down. It wasn't that I wasn't. It's just I was more interested. This is more important to me than that. At the time, that's just how I feel. But I mean, there may be a day where someone, but I tell you, number one, they're gonna have to be around me. They're gonna have to have a lot of understanding and a major sense of humor, as I've pissed off so many women in my life.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt it.
When I was racing, I was dating this gal, and she, I told her right off the bat when we started, don't make any plans on Saturday night with me. You can go out with your friends, but I'm gonna be at track. Plenty of racers. You got family at races, don't you? Are you related to Jeremy or not?
No.
I thought you were related to Jeremy for some reason.
No.
Why in the hell did I think that?
I don't know.
For some reason, I thought you were related to him. Okay, well, anyways, you've been around racing. You know how it is. Every Saturday night, we're at the track.
It's a lifestyle. It's not just a hobby. It's a lifestyle.
And that gal at the time, oh, that's great. Okay, yeah, that sounds wonderful. And she wanted to be at the track, and I said, that's fine, but I'm going to tell you right now, because I watched all these D-bags at the track that walk around with a good-looking girl in her arm, and they both had sunglasses there in NASCAR. And I'm like, going, you're in New Paris, right? And I said, that shit ain't going to happen. I said, if you come to the track, I said, you best just sit in the stands. Don't be down there, because I will ignore you. I'm going to warn you right up front. It's about the car that night. It's not about you. Well, she came down the pits, which is fine, but told her to stay the hell out of my way. And she was leaning against the car, and I was trying to work on it. I wasn't kind. I walked up. She's in my way. I said, move your ass. And she told me that Sunday, she was pissed. She said, you're a prick around the track. I said, what? She said, I was there for you. I go, I told you to get up in the stands. I said, it wasn't about you. I said, it's about that goddamn car. It's not about you. Well, that pissed her off. And then we went for a long time. And then finally, then we broke up. She was yelling at me. She goes, you. It's all about you, isn't it? And I thought I was going to make a joke that really, lighten the mood. And I was still laughing when she walked out because she threw my house keys at me. I said, it's been about you past 5 minutes. Look what that got us. I thought it was hilarious. And I started laughing. Well, evidently, timing is everything with women.
Definitely. Yeah.
No, but what do women? What are the issues? As I look at issues with, in my perception with guys, it's hard. Okay, now let me ask you this: to you, what is a man? You know what I mean? What is a true man? Because definitely, I know that's kind of a weird question.
It is, because I've dated all different kinds of ages, just trying to figure out what's for me.
But what I see is, on the media and all that, men I don't see real men anymore. I see a bunch of pussies that have been pussified.
I've met a few real men. I thought.
Yeah, but I was just watching, I don't know if you know this comedian, he has a show on YouTube, and I'm a big fan of Crowder. Steven Crowder, he's a comedian. In his last, he has these closing remarks, and he was talking about male toxicity. That's a term now, with masculinity, toxic, or whatever the hell they call it. And he brought up some very good points on that. He brought up, men that is been accused many times not showing her feelings in certain, and he brought up a point where sometimes, he was at this vet clinic because his dog has cancer right now, and there's this younger girl that he said, I saw she was crying, and because they had to put down her dog that day, and for him to sit and cry with her, it just made it worse. Well, like Steven said, I asked her, hey, what's going on? She told him, and he said it was kind of awkward for him, and his dad were there, and his dad's been in those situations, and he said, well, we got talking to her a little bit, and kind of got her mind off of it, and just kind of didn't really talk about the dog, but kind of just so, yes, and like you said, we feel it, but sometimes just letting your emotions go aren't the answer at that time. He said, trust me, later on, he said, I went home, my wife asked her, how was your day? And she told me, and da-da-da, and then he said later on, she asked him, well, what's wrong? And they told him, and he said, I actually kind of sat down and cried a little bit about it. He said, but at that time, that was the time to do it, because earlier in the day, wasn't the time to show your emotions. It was a time to be strong and protect this younger girl from what's going to happen. He said he knew it was going to happen. And sometimes I think they're trying to change the definition of what it is to be a man now. We're supposed to be the protectors. And I'm not saying that we should look for the damsels in distress, but, and we're not trying to. But what the true man is, sometimes you don't show your emotions. And sometimes I wear my emotions on my sleeve because I get pissed. Alright. But, and a lot of times I fail at that because sometimes I shouldn't get that pissed off. But keep your shit together, just kind of, when you have a wife and kids, sometimes it's up to the guy to protect that and set his emotions, he's got to be unselfish, set his own feelings and emotions aside. And women deal with emotions better than guys do anyways, let's be honest. And that's why they're more nurturers. I mean, in general, you guys are way more got nurturing abilities than us.
Definitely.
And there ain't nobody wants me to nurture. Right? Nobody is gonna have a hard time and they're just a wreck and come to me and think I'm gonna make them feel better. It's not gonna happen.
You would not believe the amount of people, even just in work, that it's like it's written on my forehead. Tell me your problems.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Mostly men.
Yeah.
And I'm like.
And I think a lot of guys now see, and I think that's known as culture. They want to be known as a sensitive guy because we've been told this bullshit lie that all women want their guys sensitive.
No, we don't.
But that's the message we've gotten. I've gotten that message when I was younger, that you have to be more sensitive, and the sensitive type. And you know how well that went for me. I like pussy. But I think that's why some guys act like that, because they think, well, if I show her my sensitivity side, he's trying to get laid. Let's be honest. I mean, there is an alternative motive there. Let's be honest. I've tried every angle in my day.
I'm so tired of that.
Yeah, you want to know This show ran a little late, a little long, so I'm going to show this is part one you just saw. I'll edit part 2 later this week, but had an interesting conversation with Candice, and I really appreciate her coming out. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.